Tes mic 1, 2, 3. Hadirin yang dihormati, program kita akan bermula sebentar lagi. Sebelum saya mulakan, suka untuk saya ingatkan bagi hadirin yang berada di saluran Google Meet untuk memastikan mikrofon berada dalam keadaan mood senyap atau mute untuk mengelakkan gangguan bunyi semasa program berlangsung. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera dan salam UiTM di hatiku. Yang berbahagia, Profesor Madya Dr. Jati Kasuma Ali, pensyarah UiTM Sarawak selaku penceramah jemputan pada hari ini. Yang saya hormati, barisan pensyarah daripada Fakulti Sains Pentadbiran dan Pengajian Polisi UiTM Sabah. Yang dikasihi barisan ahli jawatan kuasa program, rakan-rakan seperjuangan dan hadirin sekalian yang bersama-sama kita pada pagi ini secara langsung di saluran YouTube channel BAS dan Google Meet. Saya Madya Afrina selaku pengacara majlis pada pagi ini mengucapkan selamat datang ke program Research Talk 3.0. Untuk makluman hadirin sekalian, program kita pada kali ini akan membincangkan tajuk Formulating Study Framework and Research Problem for Undergraduate. Hadirin yang saya muliakan, bagi memberkati program kita pada hari ini, pihak majlis menjemput Muhammad Izzuddin bin Hasanuddin bagi memimpin bacaan doa untuk memohon keberkatan darinya. Bagi hadirin yang bagi hadirin yang bukan beragama Islam, diminta untuk berdoa mengikut kepercayaan masing-masing. Dipersilakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Cawan suara. Boleh dengar?
Boleh.
Alright. Kita mulakan majlis kita dengan bacaan Ummul Furqan Al-Fatihah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين اللهم إنك خلاق العظيم إنك السميع العليم إنك غفور رحيم إنك رب العرش العظيم إنك البر جواد الكريم. Ya Allah, Engkaulah yang mempunyai segala kepujian, Engkaulah yang berhak menerima segala kepujian. Engkaulah yang berhak menerima segala kesyukuran. Engkaulah yang berhak memiliki segala pemerintahan. Di tangan Engkau segala kebajikan, kepada Engkaulah kembali segala urusan. Allahumma ya karimu ya rahim, cucurilah rahmat dan rahimmu ke atas program Research Talk siri yang ketiga ini yang diadakan pada hari ini. Berkatilah ia dari awal hingga akhirnya. Ya fa'alul lima yurid, kami juga memohon perlindungan daripadamu dari segala perkara yang boleh mencacat celakan majlis kami dan daripada segala perkara yang melalaikan kami dari perbuatan kepadamu. Kepadamu jua kami serah segala urusan kami. Rabbana alaika tawakkalna wa ilaika anabna wa ilaika al-masir. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar. Wa salli ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa barik wa sallim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin.
Amin, amin ya rabbal alamin. Terima kasih saudara Muhammad Izzuddin atas bacaan doa itu tadi. Hadirin yang dikasihi, sedikit perkongsian mengenai penceramah jemputan kita pada hari ini. Profesor Madya Dr. Jati Kasuma Ali memperoleh PhD dalam pengurusan di Rusai di Toulouse, iaitu Universiti Toulouse di ibu kota yang indah di wilayah Occitanie, selatan Toulouse, Perancis. Sebelum PhD, beliau memperoleh ijazah dalam sarjana muda sains sosial jurusan pengajian antarabangsa di Universiti Malaysia Sarawak (UNIMAS) dan sarjana sains pengurusan di Universiti Utara Malaysia (UUM). Dengan itu, pihak majlis berbesar hati menjemput Profesor Madya Dr. Jati Kasuma Ali bagi menyampaikan ceramah beliau dengan tajuk Formulating Study Framework and Research Problem for Undergraduate. Dipersilakan.
Assalamualaikum semua. Waalaikumsalam, Doktor.
Saya rasa my internet ni ada slow sikit, tapi tak apalah, we just try. So apa khabar anak-anak Sabah? Bagus bah?
Alhamdulillah, Doktor.
Alhamdulillah, Doktor. Baik.
Okey, alhamdulillah. Sekejap ya. Saya share ni kejap. Okay, kalau you can see my slide, beritahu
Okey, boleh, Doktor.
Boleh Okay, kejap. Saya kena off my camera so that dia lebih laju. Sebentar Okay, before I start with my I would say sharing and my lecture with all of you today. Pagi ni you all ni student part berapa?
Mostly part 5 and 6.
Part 5. Okay. Semuanya student admin science? Is it?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So this stage you all dah buat research ke belum? Dah buat proposal ke belum?
Baru merangkap proposal.
Baru merangkap proposal lah. Okay. So this stage I try to understand your perspective, blend in so that easier for you to follow my lecture. Okay. So topic is I agreed with your lecturer, Puan Jennifer, is in formulating study framework and also research problem, because this is one of the major issues that most of the students having problem on this. Yeah. But before I start with this, I would like to thank you so much to the organizer JKPPPP, FSPPPP, UiTM Cawangan Sabah, dan juga your lecturer Puan Jennifer yang telah book saya since last few semester. Tapi I won't be able to attend and to be part of the speakers because the timing is not tidak match, yeah. Because having a lot of invitation from Indonesia dan Thailand especially, and other agency and other university. So itulah I told Puan Jennifer kalau nak buat this time next semester, this semester lah, I mean, insyaAllah I try my best to squeeze myself so that I fulfill niat dia. Dah lama that's what saya share. Tapi alhamdulillah today I able to reschedule most of my my slot with other speakers. Even saya confused dengan invitation from UiTM Sarawak juga on building professional image or something like that. Tapi itulah saya overlap with the student. I don't know who message me. Madya has message me kan. So dia overlap sikit. Saya confused siapa student dia yang message pada waktu itu. Okay, alright. The topic that we agree to share today is on formulating research problem and also study framework. So my approach is not like purely teaching, like I'm teaching lecture, giving a lecture, but more on discussion. I ask questions, you ask questions, as well as gaya bercerita. So that would be not too heavy for you to listen just 2 hours lecture. It's like in the lectures room. See, if this approach, I believe that easy for you to understand, then tidak begitu membosankan. Yeah, I hope the way I speak also not too fast and not too slow, because when we hear something a bit heavy, shouldn't be pressure you too much to listen, to try to understand. It's not good that way. So that's why my approach is like this lah. I give a lot of pictures, 1 or 2 texts. I have to explain a bit, then you can ask me questions anytime. You don't have to wait until the end of the session. All right, now, so this is the big issues that most of the student FYP when you talk about doing research. Okay, so of course, in general, we try to understand first what is the research problem. No problem, no research. It's exactly clear, isn't it? But research problem is a lot actually. Bukannya tak ada. That's why we try to find something that is researchable for you to do research. It is the third point there. No problem, there will be no research. A problem that someone would like to do research is a researchable, meaning to say that something that you want to dig more, to understand more, is more like issues. Kena ada isu yang kita kena buat kajian, ya. Bukan buat kajian gitu-gitu, tak. There must be a reason. So that's why for my student postgraduate, especially PhD, DBA, and MSc, I won't call them as a research problem. I just rephrase them as a research motivation. You know why? The big problem here is what motivates you to do this research? What motivates you to do this topic of interest? And then you tell me why. What is the motivation factor? And from there, I refresh the word, and the student will give me some feedback. Why? If I told them what is this problem, dia can answer. Dia macam blur. Okay. So based on power, Menakhan and Tommy in 1995, potential research questions may occur to us on a regular basis, but the process of formulating them in a meaningful way is not at all an easy task. That's why research problem ini, untuk formulating research problem is not easy. You have to have a skills, you have to read a lot, then you make it a problem, something problem yang perlu dibuat kajian. Okay, kena ada macam itu. This is the general view that research problem is that you should put in your mind when you try to understand what is a research problem. Okay. All right. Now there is two versions now: researchable and non-researchable questions. Let's say it's not researchable here. Should I put my youngsters in preschool? It is just research question, normal questions to you. But something that is researchable question in your mind is, do children enroll in preschool develop better social skill than children not enroll? That's something that you can do research. Sebab what we want to see, di hantar ke sekolah preschool, boleh tak dia develop skill, social skill? The questions like this basically can give you general ideas how to start with a research problem, to find whether that topics is researchable or not researchable, yang boleh dibuat kajian ataupun tidak. Okay, what is the best way to learn to read? It's on not researchable question in your mind. But something that you can do researchable is, at which age it is better to introduce phonics to children? Age 5, 6, or 7? So it's a question that motivate you to do the research. You want to know which age yang student ni belajar baca phonics, ya? Are some people born bad? Okay, itu general problem, ya. Now, something that is a researchable kind of research questions is, who commits more crimes? Poor people or rich people? Okay, so I hope by giving this introduction approach to you, that you can have something in your mind. When you come up with the topics later, you come up with something like this. So it looks like satu is more general, another one is researchable, is more a specific area that you want to explore further. This is what I mean there. Okay, right now, why we need to formulate research problem? Formulating a research problem is the first and the most important step of the research process. That's why in any level of the study, whether you are degree holders, degree for master's, PhD, formulating problem ini adalah first thing you should do before you start with your FYP. I know I've been supervising FYP student, saya rasa sudah beribu sudah. Sebab tahun ini tahun saya ke-18 di UiTM Sarawak, ya. Comparing to others, of course saya masih tidaklah terlampau baru. taklah terlampau senior sebab ada yang dah above 20 to 30 years of service with UiTM. But when I look at how my FYP student undergraduate when they're formulating research problem ini, dia main letak sahaja. Dia ambilnya senior punya kerja, dia ambil, dia ubah sikit-sikit, dia submit. Tapi jangan lupa your lecturer sudah biasa melihat ini. And they used to see a lot of FYP student from previous. So if you ambil that kind of problem, you letak situ, you ubah sikit, of course they can see. Dia pernah baca, dia punya ayat-ayat tu, dia pernah lihat. So it's not easy like that. So I try to advise you guys, please jangan terlalu memudahkan kerja. It won't give benefit to you. In fact, you don't learn much. So in order to learn more in the research problem macam ini, you kena bermula daripada bawah, daripada awal, how to come up with the research problem begini. Today I will teach you step by step how you do this. Yeah. Ramai yang ambil kerja mudah, ambil framework orang punya, letak saja. Bukan tak boleh, boleh. Tetapi dia ada cara dia, not just simply letak begitu dan adapt. Sebab itu your research problem dia tidak clear. When you go for your presentation, your panel can see something is not right with your research problem. It's not subjective, you know. And analisis tu macam dia tak ngam sebab dia framework dia situ tapi contextual dia tu tidak match. Itu yang akan jadi problem. Okay? Just identify the destination before taking the journey. So when you do a research problem, you actually focus to one specific area of problem. Remember, class, you are not going to solve a problem of company. Don't talk about world, it's the problem of company in general, tak boleh. So you need to go to the specific area of problems. And nanti saya akan ajar what kind of problem that you may proceed. Mengikut kepada kepakaran, minat dan availability of respondents as well as the literature yang you dapat cari. Don't just simply buat nak lulus. Tak boleh. Sebab when you do now properly, you might have a good result. Satu. Yang kedua, in future, if you like to study masters, you have a strong basic when you do FYP ini. So don't take it too simple dan jangan make it too, what I mean is you tidak buat kisah sangat lah, alah tak apalah, Prof, biar kita lulus pun tidak apa. It's not like that. It's talking about knowledge. Learn it properly, nicely, so you'll be able to have a good result, and knowledge is very important. Okay. That's why I said research questions is the foundations of building. When you have a problem, the problem comes from the questions that you ask. Why? Why did it happen? Di mana itu berlaku? Kenapa itu berlaku? When is it happen? Something like that. So those are the questions that you can ask and ask for you to understand further and to read further. Okay. Now, another one is the importance of formulating research problem is types of study design to determine. There are qualitative research, there are quantitative research, as well as mixed method. Mixed method menggunakan kedua-dua kajian, kuali dan kuanti secara sequential ataupun serentak. Itu I don't want to go further detail on the mixed method because mixed method ini I don't really advise you guys doing mixed method. It's bukan susah tapi agak need time for you to do both method at one time. So better you menggunakan kualitatif ataupun kuantitatif. So your research problem can help you determine whether this study is suitable for qualitative or quantitative. Okay, kalau qualitative is more on exploring. You try to understand new thing. Because we come up with the new variables and new framework is for qualitative. Kalau quantitative, quanti yang menggunakan questionnaire itu, the thing that you use more on adapting or adopting existing framework from other researcher, then you blend it to your own context. So itu dia lebih mudah bagi saya lah. Kuantitatif lebih mudah berbanding dengan kualitatif. Sebab kualitatif itu, you need skills for you to interview people, transcribing, and writing, good skill in writing. Because what you read from qualitative, you understand for your respondent, you have to come out and analyze based on your understanding. That's why qualitative itu agak susah sedikit dan memerlukan masa yang agak panjang. Yeah. Since your study time frame tidak panjang, you better menggunakan quantitative. Unless you are really interested nak buat qualitative, then you can proceed. But you need to plan accordingly. Yeah. Because of the sampling size for qualitative, normally tidak ramai. It can be 10, can be 15. But quantitative, the sampling size can be 100, 200, 300. Okay. So that's why when you have your clear research problem, who will be your respondent? Easy for you to come up with the sampling strategy and sampling technique. Siapa orangnya? That's why dalam research, you have to be very clear who will be your respondent related to the issue that you would like to investigate. Okay? Research instrument can be a questionnaire, the item that you use. So if you're able to determine your research problem, then you're able to formulate your research framework. Your research framework from your quantitative study, if you adapt and adopt existing questionnaire from other researcher, which is tested, but you need to do pilot tests also. So this one sudah ada ready item, sudah ada ready instrument yang dah dibuat. Then you have to masukkan your research framework itu, tetapi the definitions of your item itu kena fulfill, sama dengan your instrument. Ini saya akan terangkan kemudian. I just give you intro sikit, then I go deep down slowly. A type of analysis, of course, you can do descriptive analysis, correlation, and so on. So for FYP degree student, tak payah go for comprehensive. Correlation dah cukup to me. Correlation, mengkaji relationship with the variables and which one is the strongest impact dan sebagainya. Itu sudah cukup. Tak pergi yang terlampau tinggi. Otherwise, this not your level yet. Okay. Slowly, this one is the basic for you to understand how to do research. For master's level, then you go for more detailed and more comprehensive. That's why dalam subject research begini is not for you to solve real community problem, but for you to know how to conduct research. Okay. Right now, this is sources of research problems. I'll give you some example later what my student postgraduate buat, but not that too detailed. Yeah. Right now, sources of research problem, of course, journals and articles. You need to read a lot of good journals. Bukan journal-journal yang tak tahu mana dia punya index. Ya. You have to look at journals, so a good one. If you're able to get Scopus level, then better. But the higher level of the journal, the more technical of the journal. So nanti you baca 5 paper, dah you dah pening kepala, tak faham apa masuk analisis dalam itu. So you cari journal yang macam index era ke, you have to find journal yang relevant to your topics lah. That is, of course, that way. But for FYP student, degree, saya tak begitu tekankan journal yang sangat bagus, index Q1 tak perlu. Tapi at least a journal itu baguslah. Ya, yang bukan journal yang banyak grammatical mistakes, yang macam-macam mistake, itu tak payah. Itu journal yang predatory itu. Right, now personal interest and experiences. Okay. Tadi journal, I hope you clear journal apa yang dibaca, journal mana, how to find journal. So I'm not going to teach here how to search journals. Ya. Tapi I hope that your classes from lecture sebelum ni pernah mengajar you how to do literature search. Ya. In case if you need further advice on this, you can approach me later. You can WhatsApp me. You can send a question dekat sini nanti ya. Okay, personal interest and experiences. This one is really really good. That's what I did for my student postgraduate. Dan student degree pun sama juga kadang-kadang saya tanya dia, when you do research begini, topik-topik, you kena something topic that close to you, close to your area, close to your interest. That you have your strong motivational factors to do these topics. This is what I mean here. Masa saya buat supervising my student PhD, student DBA, masters misalnya. So I will see them personally. Sebab sekarang ni a bit difficult to see one-to-one, but that will be another way is will be Google Meet. So I need to see the student personally, then ask. Bertanyalah student tu, you suka apa, you minat apa, what is your strength in terms of English, result you macam mana, you know. So that when I identify that student, dia kecenderungan dia ke arah mana. Sebab saya mengajar student marketing. Jadi my area with most on marketing perspective is like consumer behavior, on branding and marketing lah, marketing area. So I ask them, what do you like most? Saya suka pasal makeup contoh. Okay, if makeup bagaimana? You go for the brand ke? You go for the personality ke? Ada kata, I go more on the personality, contoh. Then I start look at the other example is like social media. I try to link this interest dengan whatever the ability of topics as well as the references. So dia kata saya suka yang makeup, saya suka artis, saya suka social media. So I link this interest of the student itu dalam bidang begini. Then you look at the something to do with apa nama tu, yang influencer. Influencer, okay. So I said you look at the topics related to influencer and social media and product. So you look at this criteria, you search journals from this area, you try to understand. Then you come up with the variables, what are the IVDV, independent variable and independent variable. So dia dah faham the basic knowledge of this one, dia dah faham dalam kelas. So dia come up, okay, you come to see me back again dalam masa 3 minggu. So dia baca, dia dah jumpa. This is my proposed topic, this is my proposed variables. From there, I will slowly go down deeply and help him or her developing research questions, developing the items for the instrument and framework. Dia dah clear, okay. Now you with this study framework, you revise balik to make it as a research motivation or research problem. So dia dapat buat begitu. So dalam masa less than 1 month, the student is quite clear what she supposed to do. Itu contoh yang pertama. Yang kedua, I have one male student. This guy is dia mixed with Arab, I think. Kalau Arab di India, Punjabi, saya tak pasti. But he is very good looking and very tall. It's like a model look. But this guy, dia jenis yang suka penampilan yang kemas, bersih dan macam artis. You know? So when dia duduk depan saya tengok kamu, dia macam artis, macam model. Saya suka begitu, dia kata. Okay. So I have to do something like the personality yang dekat dengan dia, yang dia suka buat. So dia buat on the something about lelaki lah, about image, something like that. I don't remember. And dia score A, of course. Dan his paper, his FYP, saya submit untuk international conference. Dia yang present. I was there also. Okay. So this one is related on personal interest and experiences. Guys, you can always
Yes.
can you mute that mic, please? Okay. That's why kalau you have any question, you can ask me now. Yeah. It's related on interest and experiences. But untuk student admin science, I'm not sure what is the topic. I think it's more related to the field that you study and mengikut experts of your supervisor juga, right? Reduction for the theory is not your level. So I won't discuss on deduction from the theory. Experts, of course, you can ask anybody yang expert in the field, topics that you're interested. Sometimes you ask them. It can be lecturers, it can be practitioners. You ask them how, when. They might be able to give you good topics, good area for you to investigate. Okay, conversation with the colleagues or at professional conferences. This one also is not your level yet. Yeah, observation, but you perhatikan. Kalau admin science probably on the politics. Sekarang ni dah nak masuk election. So maybe you can look at something to do with tingkah laku pengundi-pengundi, something kepada ini. I don't know whether this one is relevant or not. Saya tak pasti. Ya. So observation also play roles in identifying your research problem. The real case. Yeah, the real case. Literature reviews, yes, saya akan masuk sedikit literature review nanti. How you do literature reviews, you can help you to find the gap. Okay, replication of the studies, this is what I mentioned to you earlier. Dia ambil research daripada negara lain, dia try to replicate, tapi you try to adjust in terms of contextuals of the study. Itu cara yang paling mudah sekali. Tapi you have to really kena notify, kena acknowledge that the study is replicate from this university of this country with adjustment, with pilot test kena buat juga. Ya. Kadang-kadang variable tu tak match, so you have to still need to read juga. Ya. So replication of the study 100% is not advisable. So you need to read and you have to change some of the variables yang mungkin tak boleh masuk dalam your study context. Alright. So are you guys still following me now at this time?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes.
Doktor.
Yes, Doktor.
Right, now next one is consideration in selecting a research problem. Interest, again, interest. Okay, yang ni saya akan masuk one by one ini ya. Interest, magnitude, measurement of concept, level of expertise, relevance, ability of data, and ethical issues. Kita jangan buat topik study tu just suka-suka. You can have to remember who will be your respondent. Kalau you just simply put and you buat proposal, end up respondent susah cari. And that make yourself in trouble. Kata orang putih, you're digging your own grave. So you have to be careful on this. This is what I remind you now. Before you choose topic, you have to look who will be your respondent. Is it reachable or not? Okay, now we talk about interest now. Again, yeah, as I mentioned to you earlier, interest should be the most important decision. Consideration, yeah, keeps the researcher interested in throughout the research process. See, that's why the topic must be close to you. Yang you suka buat, yang you want to know further, that could motivate you to do these topics, to this research. Kalau topik you tak suka, you buat benda yang secara terpaksa itu, merana lah juga kan. Merana lah juga. Cuma FYP ni tempoh tak panjang. Kalau student postgraduate itu is 3 years. So the topic tu dia suka buat, dia enjoy doing it. Yeah? You all nanti you can decide the best. But your case, FYP, undergraduate, you have to know juga your supervisor. Bidang dia yang dia suka, yang kamu minat. Or you can follow him or her, then okay. Yeah? Magnitude is not too broad or not too big. Not too narrow, manageable, specific and clear. So tadi saya katakan pelajar itu membuat topik dia tentang social media and influencer of artis lelaki ke, artis perempuan ke, artis Malaysia ke, artis Melayu ke, itu contoh. So if you have able to identify artis from Sabah for instance yang very quite influential di dalam promoting products dan sebagainya, then you can use this one as sample. Okay. And other topics yang you rasa yang boleh you berkaji, the resources of references itu available for you to do research. Ramai student berkata, so tak ada references, dia kata. That would be a new topic. You have to have more effort to search, yeah, to search. Gunakan Google Scholar to help you. Google Scholar and also Google biasa pun boleh. But the topics itu you kena search dulu. Dia ada banyak topik-topik dia yang you rasa could help you to have more references. Yeah. Selazimnya tidak ada yang tidak ada. Dia memang ada. just a matter of you to have your time to do your literature search. Since you are in the group, you have to topik itu you kena define kepada small cluster that easy for you to search later. Dia ada cara untuk topik Google search of your references ini. Measurement of concept. If a concept is used in the study, be clear about indicators and the measurement. Lazimnya we use Likert scale. Likert scale 1, 5 atau 1 hingga 7. But when you use the variable yang IV and DV itu, independent variables and dependent variables, you must have clear on definitions of each variable. Kalau examiner, kalau juri, you open juri to very detail, dia dah biasa buat research, dia tahu. How you defining the variables is not the same meaning dalam your item, dalam questionnaire. That will create another problem with you. Sebab your definitions of item lain, tapi you ask question to your respondent lain. Then you study pasal apa? That's why is the measurement of concept ini adalah penting when you defining juga dan juga your items Likert scale. Tapi Likert scale ni dia ada juga isu kalau guna 5 Likert scale dan 7 Likert scale. Tapi your case undergraduates dia tak begitu detail on this. At least you know how to use Likert scale ini. Can be bersetuju, tidak setuju, agak-agak setuju. You kena cari itu. Kena cari pemahaman on each. Tengah-tengah kena ada yang nombor 3 itu lebih dia tak fikir atas pagar setuju atau tidak setuju macam itu. Okay, right, is the measurement of concept. Then level of expertise fits the level of researchers, level of research skills, needed resources and time restriction. Jangan bagi questionnaire yang terlampau banyak sebab student tend to just letak 4. Kalau dia letak saja, besok when you do analysis of your FSS, the findings tu macam something is not right. SPSS ni memang weird sikit. Dia boleh detect kalau student itu baik berpokok pun dia tahu. The form of analysis finding tu, lawyer lecturers they know how to read this one, something is not right. Because if you have too many item dalam your questionnaire itu, mendorong orang tidak mengisi dengan seikhlas hati. You have to know that also. Jangan banyak sangat sampai 50, 60 jangan. Okay. And then also your level of expertise area. So I hope if you do this in the group, then you have to bagi tugas. Siapa yang boleh buat SPSS, siapa yang boleh baca analis, baca findings, who help to do analysis. So in you now, since you are still level undergraduate, you have to find thesis yang can be your kitab untuk you refer, benchmark. How the student what read up untuk each of the finding, macam mana dia buat. So sebab itu most of the, even my student postgraduate, PhD master pun I do the same thing. You kena cari satu thesis that very close to you, that easy for you to understand and follow cara dia menulis setiap finding. You cari, ask your lecturer, kalau lecturer suggest this yang bagus to follow. Topik memang lain, tapi cara dia menulis itu you can benchmark. That can help you give good results. Okay. Now we talk about relevance contributes to the improvement and understanding of the educational theory and practice. Relevant to your area of profession. This one is not really relevant to you. But I know FYP student, they just want to fulfill the requirement of the kursus. But for lecturer's perspective is we want you to understand, we want you to know how to do research. Because all of you FYP, you all adalah undergraduate, akan menjadi pegawai-pegawai or executive or officers. So you must know how to do something like this. It's a bit of academic, but the level of pegawai-pegawai itu kena ada knowledge begini untuk membantu anda memahami on the certain issues di bawah your unit nanti when you working. So kalau ada elemen of research macam ni, you know how research yang dibuat itu betul-betul you dapat memberi komen. That's why perspective lecturers to the student that attending these courses different. We want you to know how to conduct research. Walaupun tak begitu tinggi level, tapi you know how. So maknanya before you choose that specific topic, you must know who is your respondent, approachable, reachable ataupun tidak. And the references itu banyak ataupun tidak. Senang tak didapat ataupun tidak. Those are questions you have to ask yourself. They need to do a research a bit on that topic. Okay? Now, ethical issue is a bit serious sebab sekarang ini FYP student also perlu membuat ethical punya research process. You have to fit in the form because ini we don't want student to do something is like menyentuh hal-hal sensitivity kaum, agama dan sebagainya, even the society or person. That's why the questionnaire not to be too specific, discuss on the issue that I mentioned earlier. Just want to make sure that did not happen. Okay. Right now, this is steps in formulating a research problem. Contoh dia alcoholism. Suppose you want to conduct a study in the area of alcoholism. In formulating your research problem, takes the following step. The first one is identify. Mean you have to understand alcoholism itu apa sebenarnya. Yeah. Then you step 2, you try to come up with the profile of alcoholism, the causes, the process of becoming alcoholic persons, and what will be the effect of alcoholism on the family. What about the community attitude towards alcoholism and the effectiveness of the treatment model? This is just want to understand the holistic view of the topics that you would like to investigate. Baru you dapat datangkan kawan the issue. Yeah? And 3, select of the alcoholism on the family. You choose this one. Banyak-banyak, step 2 ada a few, then you go for number 3, contoh. So you start to raise the question, what impact has alcoholism on marital relationship? Because it's a family, kan? How does it affect the various aspects of children's lives? What are the effects on the family's finances? Financial sebenarnya. Now step 5 will be formulating objective. So objective is the main one is to find out the effect of alcoholism on the family. See from the earlier part of step 2 tadi you dah nampak the area that you want to focus on, okay? And then go for specific objective to ascertain the impact of alcoholism on marital relation, to determine ways in which alcoholism affect the different aspects of children's life, and to find out the effect of alcoholism on financial situation on the family. So based on step 5, they want to ascertain, to determine, to find is quantitative punya objective. Kalau qualitative objective, to explore, to understand. You kena ingat dua itu. Kalau objektif itu salah, sesuai untuk kualitatif, tapi your analysis quantitative is wrong. Okay, tapi for today, I won't explain more on the study objective. I focus more on formulating research problem and framework. But I masuk sikit lah. Masuk sedikit begini. So when you look at the objective itu, you nampak dia adalah DV and IV. DV-nya adalah impact of alcoholism. Contoh, on alcoholism lah. Parental status can be your IV. Macam tu. Dalam your objektif, IV, DV kena clearly stated. Kalau untuk quantitative. Okay. And the step 6, make sure, assess this objective in the light of the work involved, the time available to you, the financial resources at your disposal, and your research supervisor's technical expertise in the area. Benda macam itu. Kadang-kadang kita tengok juga yang supervisor macam mana, dia suka kuanti atau kuali. Bidang tu dia minat ataupun tidak. Dia kena ada match. Kalau tak match begitu, kadang-kadang you akan bersendirian lah. Your group akan dibiarkan bersendirian untuk selesaikan masalah. Okay. Last kali double check that you are really interested in the study, that you are agree with the objective, that you have adequate resources, that you have the technical expertise to undertake the study. So all of you need to go for SPSS classes. Kalau boleh, data sudah ada, you dah key in, then attend another extra how to do analysis on your SPSS. That will be better. Okay. All right. Now, this is a bit a literature review matrix template. Saya tak pasti sama ada your lecturer pernah mengajar ini ataupun tidak. Pernah ke?
Belum lagi doktor.
Belum. Okay. Alright. Kalau belum mengajar, maksudnya bila you all membaca ini untuk postgraduate study, banyak benda ini. My student FYP pun saya ajar juga. So when you read one journal, sebab kita baca banyak journal kan, so you conclude from what you read from a journal, you buat author date itu, it can be author dan tajuk of your paper yang you baca. Theoretical question framework itu you kena letak apa IVDV dia. Okay, research question, hypothesis you can letak juga. Methodology dia guna quanti or quali. Kalau quanti you put all the quantitative. Okay, kalau quali semua. Kalau campur pun boleh. Sebab kita nak tengok gap. Analysis results, so that paper you baca itu, what are the findings? What are the findings that come out from that one? And the conclusion. So the gap comes from implication for future research. Implication for practices itu not so important. You can put there as well kalau boleh. But under implications for future research itu adalah your research gap. Dengan syarat you kena cari the most recent research. Let's say 2021. You buat this topic, you baca, you buat analisis macam ini, dia kata this research for the future research, just for the research, the researcher should do this. Dia cakap 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be your area. Can you put dalam your research problem? Sebab researcher the latest one, dia suggest ini yang dia tak buat lagi. Itulah yang dia akan buat. Itu contoh yang paling mudah. Tapi you have to do dalam, kalau my student postgraduate saya letak for tempoh 10 tahun. Tapi your case tu terserahlah, you master tak banyak. Mungkin 5 tahun sahaja, 5 tahun ke belakang. Ke belakang. So you dapat code based on Ali and Amin 2021 mentioned that further research to be investigated of this area blah blah blah. That you can put that suggestion into in your framework. Okay? Itu salah satu cara untuk membuat your research problem through your research gap. Gap saya tak cerita dengan banyak, tapi dalam postgraduate study itu banyak sebenarnya how to do gap, contextual gap, theoretical gap, methodological macam-macam gap. I don't want to put in your FYP session today because it's a bit deep dalam untuk for postgraduate level boleh. Tapi your case, you cakap lah suggestion, research from this one, kita perlu buat kajian tentang topik ini, bla 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 bla. Yeah, this is sample. Alright, tadi kan saya bagi tadi kosong tadi kan. Okay, dia kata sini author, tapi kita boleh letak topik, up to you. Sebab if you don't put topik susah you nak faham nanti kan. Letak topik sekali, kita tambahlah author, date and topics. Okay. Theoretical framework here is coping factors in relationship to decreasing substance abuse if adolescents want the year post-drug treatment. Contoh, you can put IV, you can put DV, letak. Simple tidak apa. It's how you do it as long as you understand. Research questions, methodology, quasi-experimental. Ini more on psychology. Okay. And result dia macam ni, first analysis or you can be, Jati pertama, what's the result? Dan sebagainya. Okay, conclusion this one. And this one. Stress and coping model useful for examining clinical causes of alcohol use disorders of adolescents. Gender and developmental differences need to be examined. This is suggestion from D. Ada Bradley 1997. Nyatakan bahawa this topic nyatakan dia suggest future research kena buat related to gender and development differences yang perlu dikajikan lebih lagi. Dia cakap dalam end of the future research. Dalam structure of your thesis, of your journal, di hujung sekali itu dia akan cakap implication for future research. That one is important for you to see on the gap of the topics in that area. Okay, so I think you should be okay this one. Now I show you a bit of sample research problem for my student degree yang sudah saya publish di dalam journal. Begini dia buat. So, ramai dalam kita, 43 orang. You guys still with me? Tak tidur-tidur ke?
Yes, jadi.
Tidur-tidur tidur dulu. Alright, now saya share yang ini dulu. Plus, guys, you can ask me question kalau you tak faham Saya dah buat sedikit exercise nanti. Kalau you all sudah ada topik lah, senang saya nak fahamkan. Okay. Almost 1 jam saya cakap rupanya. Alright. Let me know if you can see the slide, please.
Boleh, Doktor.
Boleh Saya dah besar kan ni. Okay. Ini adalah topik relationship between client satisfaction, service quality and client perception toward the effectiveness of the client's consultation services. Client satisfaction, service quality and client perception adalah IV, independent variable. So the DV dia adalah effectiveness of clients consultation services. So from your topic itu saya dah tahu mana IV, mana satu DV. Yeah. Ini my student tahun bila saya tak ingat, the student. Dia yang topik undergraduate FYP dia. So saya hantar ke International Journal of Psychosocial Responsibility Rehabilitation. Ini dulu adalah Scopus. Tapi when my student submit, dia dah ditarik Scopus dia. So tak Scopus lah, tapi the level of the Scopus. Okay, so here there will be introduction. Dalam your research problem, guys, before you start with the problem, you must talk about issue first. Your case study itu, office itu, apa issue dia that you want to investigate. That easy for you to link to your research problem. So based on this topic, kata on the client consultation services. So more on the bankruptcy sebenarnya topik ini. Bankruptcy is one of the keywords. So the introduction part dia akan cerita tentang personal bankruptcy dulu. What happened in our country, and then based on data-data ini bila, kenapa itu berlaku sedikit sebanyak Dari situ slowly you can masuk ke your research problem. This is what I mean. Sebenarnya bankruptcy ini bukannya orang itu jahat Tak, there must be something wrong with how they manage the money. Sedikit sebanyak dia cerita. And the bankrupt person does not really understand the role of MDI. Saya ingat unit ini yang membantu dalam people yang bankruptcy itu, dia membantu. Dia tak faham fungsi itu. Dia cerita isu begitulah dulu. Then they go for the problems. When the problem comes, you can see it can be stated that issues of client satisfaction, service quality, and client perception on the client services given by has been questioned. This is the issue. This is the problem. But the researcher and especially the public as a whole, whether the effectiveness of the service quality has been fulfilled. Tajuk ini dah letak siap dah dia punya variable dekat sini, kan? The government has tried its very best in giving exposure, blah 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 blah. tapi orang still tidak begitu memahaminya. Dalam actual research thesis dia ini, dia letak banyak citation from literature. Tapi sebab this journal, dia nak simplify. Jadi reviewer ubah sedikit, dia buat macam itu. Itu tak ada citation. Sebenarnya research problem dia, thesis asal dia ada citation from literature gap. From the latest year dia buat analisis tu, kata memang banyak isu orang tak faham functions of MDI ini in helping people yang bankrupt. Okay? Right, that's why they said, that's why the government has tried its very best in giving exposure to the public about the role of MDI through various programs, but this study is determined to find the best solution for increasing the bankrupt and the public of positive or good perception towards MDI. Kan very precise untuk dia punya DV. So this study will focus on knowledge and understanding on bankruptcy process through service quality, but to confine to geographical scope that judge bankrupt in Kuching, Sarawak only. Itu nama dia study, scope of the study. Ya, saya tak masuk ini dalam your slide today. Saya masuk on research problem sahaja. So the venue semua dah cerita lah, and they go for the objective. So based on the problem, the study aims to investigate the relationship and so on. Okay, then you go for literature review. Ini contoh yang pertama. Now I go for the next one contoh. Macam mana guys so far? Is it you can see the how we formulate research problem? Is it okay for you guys now?
Okay, Doktor. So far,
Boleh,
And so far, okay.
Selepas ini saya akan buat sedikit exercise for you to share on your research problem. Okay. Now, next one, I give you another example. Okay, this is on the sustaining job performance through technology, acceptance usage of WhatsApp mobile application. This is one of my colleague punya work lah, juga student undergraduate dia. Keluar dalam jurnal juga, tapi ni jurnal index my site. Dia tak begitu tinggi sangat lah, tapi boleh lah. Rasanya Muhammad Azim Nur Hisham punya paper ni tu. Undergraduate students. So we look at research problem now. Atas tu of course dia cerita on issue dulu. What are the issue related to your research problem? Kalau ada issue baru ada problem, kan? Tak ada issue tak ada problem. Okay, dia cerita sikit on the topics related on technology and communication. Ini agak panjang dia bercerita tentang di Malaysia scenario bagaimana on mobile revolution brings dramatic and fundamental changes in workplace cerita lah. Kalau saya punya paper saya tak letak panjang-panjang macam ni, saya lebih issue specific, senang nak faham sikit. So now research problem here, evaluating technology acceptance towards mobile application using WhatsApp as the means of communication in affecting job performance of employee is still infancy in Sarawak. Awal-awal cakap problem ini tak banyak. As cerita supported by who 2018 dia cerita. Okay. Dia ini Sarawak tapi ini dalam konteks general. It is time that such as investigation to be conducted in Sarawak. See is how they play around with kerja itu perlu dibuat. Kenapa? Cerita dia mention juga kan research motivation. Start research problem, I mention to you research motivation. Perlu dibuat kenapa? You have to cerita with supporting by contextual. Maksudnya practical di tempat kamu kerja itu, you observe memang isu ini berlaku by asking your boss misalnya. And you support by literature. Baru nampak problem. And thus these topics research is to explore which of the predictors, maknanya which element lah, in technology acceptance model by Davis 89, the most dominant factors that has impact on job performance among support staff at DBKU, Dewan Bandaraya Kuching Utara Sarawak. This is significant because cerita kenapa. And this is because significant the actual application for particular mobile application determines the relevance such as technology at DBKU. So wherever it is, guys, when you do formulating research problem itu, you kena cerita isu pertama, yang kedua supported by literature, yang ketiga kenapa research itu perlu dibuat. Yang ini this topik dibuat oleh student office management, related to workplace. So dia kena bagi evidence, kena discuss kajian ni kenapa perlu dilakukan. Sebab ada isu, ada problem tadi. This is how you going to formulate sentences, menampakkan ianya problem. Baru supervisor you baca, betul kan kena buat kajian ini. Macam tu. This is a bit of skills. So you have to read a lot when you formulate research problem letter. You have to read a lot of journals or thesis, how they strategi cara dia menulis itu. Itu yang penting. Menampakkan ianya adalah problem. The more you read, the more you can see how. If you just read only one or two journals, you tak nampak. Kena baca banyak. So that's why I show you this article tadi, so that you can see how they formulate. So nanti saya akan share this topic, or you can just Google my name. You cari ResearchGate, a lot of my publication di dalam itu. Download lah. Mana-mana you rasa sesuai, download, then you faham, baca dan fahamkan. Okay? Itu. Alright. That's the thing for this one, for this stage. Before we go for the next level, will be a bit exercise. Give you do something so that I want to check if faham tak faham. Jika tak faham juga kan. Okay. So bagi mereka yang belum buat ni literature review matrix ini, you can do this later. Kalau you need one-to-one or in the group coach from me, you can just WhatsApp me, minta dengan organizer, saya boleh bantu ini. Kalau your research paper nanti bagus, you talk to Puan Jennifer, kita boleh publish dalam journal. Ya, sebab saya editor for journal juga. So memang khas untuk undergraduate student punya journals. Ya. Yang okey sikit saya boleh submit untuk publication for you. Alright, now dah I show you sample this problem. Now saya letak gambar-gambar lawak kat sini untuk buka mata sikit kan. Dia orang tengah ngantuk 1 jam tadi. Have you identified issues of topic of your study interest? Sudah ke? Sudah. Ya, okay. Nanti kita boleh one or two boleh share, volunteer. You share with me what's your topics and we try to discuss. Yang kedua, you have enough evidence to support your interest? Kalau dah ada tu, kita boleh bincang sebentar lagi. So I give you about 5 to 10 minutes. Let's share your topic of interest kalau sudah ada. Siapa perempuan tu? Kenal tak siapa tu?
Abang.
Abang. Abang lah tu. Ya? Okay. Lawa saja kan, ngalah perempuan. Okay, now. Ada siapa yang dah ready? Mungkin nak share dulu ke? Saya bagi masa dulu. Macam mana?
Doctor.
Yeah.
This is about my research topic, but we not finalized yet because based on my SB, our topic is a little bit rigid lah. Dia macam susah nak kaji. But kalau doktor tak kisah, saya boleh share kan? Boleh ke?
Boleh. No problem.
Topik yang kami cuba buat adalah awareness about ADHD among UiTM Sabah student.
Wow. Awareness. ADHD.
Ya.
Apa isu ADHD di Sabah? Adakah student yang ADHD ni?
So far ada, tapi mostly macam mana ADHD ni kita boleh tengok based on dia punya attitude. Of student, kadang-kadang kita perasan dia ada ADHD, but some of them juga diorang tak tahu pun sebenarnya yang diorang ada ADHD. Macam tu. So jadi me and my partner try to overcome lah benda ni. Like sebab ADHD ni sebenarnya kalau dia pandai overcome, orang yang ada ADHD ni sebenarnya dia boleh outstanding di antara orang-orang lain. Macam tu.
Wow, you kaji on psychology of human beings. Is this your area?
Tak adalah juga, tapi this topic is actually macam seronok sebenarnya, because nowadays kan orang macam a little bit focus on mental health, especially because of COVID-19. So jadi topik ni for me quite hot jugalah, tapi maybe a little bit rigid sebab susah nak diagnose person because we are not doctor. Macam
So
tu lah.
the issue here that I ask you is on the respondent. Berapa ramai you rasa ADHD yang ada di kampus tu? You nak study the whole campus ke? You nak study on specific fakulti ke, program ke?
Maybe we can go for the whole UiTM Sabah because under fakulti FSPPP tak ramai sangat. Macam tu lah.
The whole campus. Okay. As long as you understand the characteristic of ADHD and the issue related to ADHD happen in overseas, happen in Malaysia. You faham the issue dulu. Kalau isu itu memang memberi impact yang banyak kepada kajian you, baru nampak the significance of the data nanti membantu to contribute something to university. Memang saya faham ADHD ni memang kalau dia pandai menggunakan diri dia ADHD tu, memang dia boleh naikkan dia punya bakat. Sebab banyak world punya orang-orang yang ternama di dunia ni, mereka adalah ADHD. Kan? Termasuk siapa nama itu? I forgot the names of this yang I cannot recall the names of the people yang success in the world ni. Mereka juga adalah ADHD juga. ADHD. So you identify the specifically of ADHD nanti. Takut nanti kan jadi isu pula. Why you give this to me? Ada ADHD ke? Dia marah pula. So you nak lihat kepada awareness. Okay, you dah jumpa your independent variables.
Macam mana doktor? Sorry?
Dah identify your independent variables. You buat kualitatif ke kuanti ni?
Macam untuk yang tu kita orang tak dapat identify lagi sebab macam saya cakap tadi, topik kita orang masih lagi dibincangkan sebab SB cuba sedaya upaya untuk bantu untuk fokuskan kita orang guna satu types, either kuali atau kuanti. Macam tu.
So for the time being, you can Google, you carikan topik ADHD awareness. ADHD awareness plus it can be community, it can be university student. Then last kali you can type PDF. Cuma tambah ADHD tambah awareness tambah community. Dia kat Google punya search itu. And last kali can be a PhD thesis or master thesis. They can go specific on that topic. Ada tak? Ada cikgu ada ajar tak cara ni?
Ada.
Okay.
Ada.
No problem. It's a good topic also, but well, you need to be really understand on this lah. Kalau ada someone yang bidang psikologi di UiTM Sabah ke mana lah, that you can get some professional input from them on this. Okay, right. Prof, tajuk muka saya adalah a study on effectiveness of online teaching among Islamic teaching credential holders in Territory of Labuan during COVID. This is a good topic. Okay, tajuk ini you kena cari on the IBDB juga, kena cari thesis related to this topic. Look, this topic is quite good. It can be online teaching or mathematics, on calculation subject. In terms of effectiveness of the online teaching. You Google on effectiveness of online teaching semasa during COVID-19. Banyak, saya lepas tu jumpa a few articles. You Google, you cari thesis, masters or degree. Selalunya negara macam South Africa banyak share thesis dia dekat online. South Africa punya university banyak. This topic is good, Farida. Ya, DV kan carilah. You have to identify dulu DV dia. Right, thank you. Any more?
Assalamualaikum Prof. I'm Abdul Azim from UiTM Sabah.
Yes, yeah.
I want to share my topic with you and I want to ask your opinion. Okay. My topic for research is issues and challenges in Malaysian states perspective on vaccination and COVID-19.
Itu bukan tajuk thesis, itu tajuk jurnal.
Okay.
Dia tajuk kena ada IVDB. Itu untuk kualitatif. Kalau kuantitatif kena ada exploring something. Kalau issue and challenges itu tajuk jurnal. Alright. Farida, IV 3, okay, 3 boleh. 3 boleh. Jangan letak sampai 7, 8. Kalau 3, 4 tu okay lah sikit. Otherwise you have too many IV. Nanti you punya questionnaire pun banyak. Orang pun tak jawab, nanti letak semua 4 nanti. 4 je nak siapkan questionnaire tu. Okay, Azim tadi ingat.
Okay, so I need to, macam contoh saya letak Malaysia kan, so macam nampak besar, so better I focus on certain state, macam contoh saya ambil Klang Valley.
Boleh.
Supposed to be like that macam kalau Malaysia kan dia punya so maksud dia macam kalau Malaysia dia kena ambil at least macam something like amount of million tu kan.
Yes.
But based on
kalau dia
population.
tak Klang Valley, you kena justify kenapa Klang Valley. Macam tadi you kata Intan kata buat Sabah. Kenapa Intan Sabah? Benda tu kena ada justification, reason why. Baru nampak you semua topik mesti ada reason kenapa you pilih orang ini, kenapa you pilih lokasi berkenaan, kenapa? Justification. Sebab research normally dia kena justify. Kamu diajar untuk justifying things to make things clear. When you do research macam ini mengajar you all dalam you buat when you managing your unit later. Kenapa budak ini selalu absent nak bukan budak pula. Kenapa staff ni selalu tak turun kerja? You questioning why, kenapa? There must be a reason behind. So that's why, kenapa you pilih Klang Valley? What happened to Klang Valley that make you to do the research only in Klang Valley? Kenapa you buat di UiTM Sabah? Sabah banyak berlaku ADHD ke? You have to justify that one. Okay? Alright, betul nak letak 4 IV pun macam-macam. Betul. So satu item untuk setiap variable itu 5 cukup. 5 ataupun 6. Jangan letak 2 terlalu sedikit. Preferable dalam 5 item untuk setiap variables. Kalau ada 4 variable itu maksudnya you ada 20 questions. Termasuk DV 25 question. Termasuk your demographic dah jadi 30 soalan. That's what I mean. So jangan terlalu banyak IV. 3 to me just nice. Just to expose to you how to research. Cukuplah. Apa itu Madya? H123 betul. Hypothesis ke?
Sorry, tertype.
Okay, alright. Okay. Any other question before I move to the next stage? Okay.
Rasanya tak ada doktor, boleh proceed.
Okay, alright. So, saya harap itu tak heavy for you. Saya risau juga sudah dengan pilih kepala lepas tu. Saya buka balik. Slide nanti saya share juga untuk you all. Saya bagi je untuk you refer ya. Puan Jennifer dekat sini ke? Senyap je.
Ada doktor, ada.
Okey ke?
Okey, alhamdulillah. Terima kasih doktor.
Okey, tadi dah share, dah tengok sajak pula kat sini. Jadi orang ulu sajak ni. Okay, this is the example of the flow of ideas of the problem statement. Topic is your subject area. You got a topic tadi kan? And you listening comprehension. You try to memahami tajuk itu kenapa, di mana, kenapa, apa. Okay. Research problem concerns on issue. Kan tadi I mentioned issue kan. Apa issue itu berlaku? Apa issue you nak bincangkan? A problem, something that needs solution. Kena ada elemen-elemen begini when you do your research. You kena ada something that you think you able to find solution. So this one is the justification of research problem, then evidence from the literature, evidence from practical experience. Kalau my student postgraduate under my supervision, bila mereka dah dapat tajuk, dia dapat topik, dia dapat problem, dia fahamkan, dan dapat dah framework, dia dapat IBDV, the moderator mediator, you tak ada moderator mediator, you ada IBDV saja untuk student graduate. So I want them to interview, preliminary interview kepada potential respondent or kepada someone yang bidang itu. Jadi you kata ADHD, you dah ada topik, you dah ada variables, find someone yang really good in the field. Ataupun tidak. That's why the evidence from practical experience membantu. So when sudah dapat variable tu, dia jumpa practitioner, dia jumpa lecturers ke yang bidang itu, dia cerita, this is blah blah blah, this will be my proposed variables. IV itu ini akan influence this DV. Oh, logik dia kata. Then you can letaklah lagi. Jadi your framework itu lebih kukuh dan you faham. That's why dalam early stage of the research, if we able to find the potential respondent, you akan tanya nanti, it's easy for you to understand more of your problem sebenarnya. You kena tanya orang yang terlibat dalam cerita itu. Okay? Deficiency in evidence, in this body of evidence, what is missing? On what do we need to know more about? Of course, problem sudah ada, sekarang ni nak dapat jawapan kenapa ini berlaku. Kenapa? Yang you rasa boleh dibuat kajian. So relating discussion to the audience, how will addressing what we need to know help researchers, educators, policy makers and other individuals. So your finding letter yang dapat memberi contribute to kepada siapa? Because at the end of your research FYP tu dia ada significance of research contribution. Macam tu. So dia kena ada orang-orang yang akan memanfaatkan, dapat dimanfaatkan of your kajian. Okay, contoh sini, listening comprehension, pemahaman kepada pendengaran, mendengar dan lebih faham. So problem dia adalah listening strategy instruction yang tidak clear, contohnya. So a report on the cases of listening strategy instruction, gap in the literature, itu contoh. And deficiency in the evidence, qualitative data, less proficient students, bottom up processing. This is a term dalam bidang teaching kot rasanya. So related discussion to audience, of course, in-depth assessment of listening process. From that the finding, you dapat contribute to the in-depth assessment of listening process, helping less proficient students developing their listening ability and developing strategy, instruction, guidelines in bottom-up processing. So with this table, I hope you will be able to formulate your research problem nanti, okay? By referring to the existing journals ataupun thesis untuk you memahami, you faham on your problem, you melihat cara mereka membuatnya, then you try. Sebab research ini you kena buat. Kalau you faham saja, tahu saja, but you tidak menulis, tidak menjadi. Bila you dah menulis, you akan rasa alamak, merasa juga buat ayat itu. Tapi it's the process. Right, now formulating study framework. This should be the first part. Bisa pindah ke belakang dulu. Sebab you dah faham research problem dulu, baru dapat formulating research framework. Alright, dalam research framework dia kena ada independent variables dan dependent variables. Ini untuk level FYP, degree. Saya tak mengajar yang moderating, moderator saya tak ajar itu. Dia lagi kena kepala. So dalam kajian FYP, dia kena ada cause and effect. Ini berlaku menyebab ini terjadi menyebabkan ini berlaku. So, we call it a causal relationship, dependent variable and dependent variables. Ini adalah contoh dependent variable types of habitat. Kenapa panjangnya leher gajah? Gajah pula. Zirafah kita. Leher dia dapat panjang. Dia kata a place where the giraffe needs to stretch its neck to feed. Panjangkan leher dia untuk mudahkan dia makan. Dan keduanya, a place where the giraffe need not stretch to neck to feed. Itu yang mempengaruhinya. Kalau lokasi itu banyak makanan yang tinggi-tinggi itu mudah dia nak makan. Kalau rendah, mudah nak makan. Okay. Mungkin tajuk ni, topik ni kurang sesuai untuk memahami. I give you another example yang mudah you nak faham. Contoh. Okay. Employee motivation. Kenapa job performance itu meningkat? Individual needs, personal preferences and work environment. Semua ini sudah ada ready questionnaire. Itu you boleh adapt and adopt. Okay. You cari. Individual needs tu ada questionnaire dia. Personal needs tu ada. Work environment ada questionnaire dia. Dan juga job performance di mana. Okay. So item sudah ada, you boleh adapt ini untuk your topic. Another one is more on purchase intention, country image, product quality and brand familiarity yang boleh mempengaruhi individu membuat purchase intention. Okay. Another one is untuk intention to purchase life insurance takaful. Kalau boleh you letak DV ni detailkan dan job performance dekat mana you letak. Purchase intention of apa? Of luxury brand ke? Of green product ke? Ini intention kan? Contoh dia. So here will be intention to purchase life insurance takaful. It can be literacy, financial literacy, saving motives and religiosity. Ini untuk yang takaful. Fokus ada elemen-elemen religiosity. So this question sudah ada dan letak di sini. Dan here on the green purchase intention, environmental attitudes, government initiative, peer pressure, and perceived environmental responsibility yang mempengaruhi mereka membuat green purchase intention. So yang ini you boleh cari dalam literature. You can dapatkan daripada pelbagai sumber, different resources. Country image can be from different authors, different journals. Product quality, it can be from different journals, this also from different journals. Ini also from different journals. You have to state di bawah ini sources of each of these. Make sure that definition of each ini kena sesuai dengan your item ya. Kalau definition of country image ni dia banyak definition, you kena cari yang bersesuaian dengan your topic, dengan your scope of area. Saya rasa tajuk-tajuk ini boleh ambil dah untuk your ni, your topic of your FYP. Job performance ni banyak orang buat, sangat banyak. Ya, untuk bidang-bidang itu lah. Kalau marketing saya akan pilih pada yang 3 ini. Purchase life insurance. Kalau you go to my research gate ya, banyak contoh thesis undergraduate saya yang dah publish dalam journal. You boleh tengok cara dia buat tu. Cuma thesis tu yang betul saya tak tahu mana saya letak sebab dah banyak sangat. Cuma saya publish dalam journal je lah. You boleh ikut tu, variable tu ada, you boleh gunakan. Setengah-setengah journal, dia sudah ada questionnaire tu ready di belakang dia. Or thesis, sudah di belakang sudah ada. You boleh ambil lah, adapt situ pun boleh. Okay, you all ingat undergraduate or postgraduate, you all tidak boleh buat soalan sendiri. Tidak boleh. And you have to remind this. There is no such way that you able to produce your own questions item for questionnaire. Dia ada proses dia sendiri. It takes a long time to produce your own set of questions. That is why in terms of validity, of the kuna mention dalam your proposal. Set of item question you letak proses di mana kena letak itu. Kalau saya examiner saya akan tanya. Kalau you buat sendiri soalan ni you dah tak boleh masuk. Ya? Sebab dah confirmatory, exploratory, confirmatory analysis CFA, EFA, CFA dan sebagainya prosesnya. Iaitu is not your level yet. Okay, so your level memadai untuk adapt and adopt is cukup untuk degree level. Alright, kalau dah ada framework, you can share with me kalau ada.
So far belum lagi lah doktor.
So tak apa. Kalau sudah ada nanti, now you dah faham. Okay? Your framework macam mana kita buat. So saya percaya when you do your class methodology, your lecturer dah bagi tahu IBDB tu bagaimana. So you have to look at existing thesis untuk you benchmark cara dia buat. That help you a lot. Okay? Itulah cara you tahu dengan you buat itu benda yang berbeza. Tahu saja, kalau tak buat, masalah. You kena buat. Then you know how to do. Okay? Saya tengok balik. Itulah, sudah habis. Framework, you cannot discuss further on this one. So there be conclusion. Choose, kena ada issue. Kenapa you buat kajian itu? Okay? Dan dia boleh dibuat kajian. Researchable lah. And then you come up with the problem. Problem tu kena ada practical view punya perspektif, kena di-support by literature. Dia menyatakan bahawa ini perlu dibuat kajian. That literature, that gap didapat daripada literature research matrix. Dibuat dalam tempoh 10 tahun ataupun 5 tahun, you cari tarikh jurnal yang the latest. Baru you dapat kod dia. Itu tak cari yang 10 years before kan. You cari yang, kau boleh cari yang, you nak code the problem itu, cari quotation from journal tarikh yang paling latest. 2020 ke, 2021 ke, support that your argument for that research problem. Okay. Dan untuk memahami research problem juga, you kena observe, you kena baca literature, you kena bertanya pada orang yang expert dalam area berkenaan. Okay. This one can help you to give a clear picture kenapa kajian ini perlu dibuat. Ada dalam bentuk case study ke ataupun dibuat general. Alright, this is more on the objective. Saya tak cerita pasal objektif sangat ya. Objektif ini is another part yang saya rasa agak heavy juga. Tapi once your research problem sudah clear, the rest of your thing will be easier for you to understand. Okay, right, saya lebih awal lah saya habis, patutnya 11.30 kan. Ya, yeah. Sebab tak ada banyak buat kerja latihan. If you have things to share with me now, then you can do it together. Ada. Adakah okey sedang buat topik yang baru? Macam mana tu? Baru macam mana? What baru you mean, Intan?
Maksudnya doktor macam topik ataupun research topik yang hot lah, kiranya macam maybe because of COVID-19 ataupun ODL ke, itu kan recently topik kan. So maybe resources susah nak dapat. Macam mana dengan pandangan doktor? Adakah student boleh nak carry on dengan research tu?
Untuk save your site, you cari benda yang sudah ada orang buat. Sebab memudahkan sebab your time tak banyak tau. You have only one semester kan. One semester tu saya rasa dengan kerja lain yang banyak je. Jangan buat benda-benda yang kamu jadi susah nanti. Cari benda-benda yang sudah ada, as long as you practice your knowledge of methodology, research methodology sudah cukup. Okay? Benda-benda yang sudah ada. Okay, website yang sesuai untuk kami search journal. You can go for Scopus, you can go for Google Scholar tu pun boleh juga. Ada Google Scholar tu. Itu boleh. saya tak berani mengajar kamu buat satu benda yang tak elok untuk jurnal research ni. Ada cara dia untuk dapat free. Tapi tak nak mengajar je, cari orang lain Ada cara dia. Tapi sebagai lecturer, saya tak boleh mengajar lah. Maybe dapatlah siapa lecturer yang sanggup. Ada yang know how to crack journal for free. Kalau you tahu, saya tahu you all ni. Tanyalah kan, Tuan Jadi Ifah tahu kot. Crack journal for free, tahu.
Oh, berguru tu doktor.
Saya rasa Yusma dia tahu sangat tu dulu. Dia mengajar crack journal, saya tak berani ajar. Jadi cari sendirilah kot. Okay, I nak share sikit on my site ni yang boleh you mungkin ada juga part-part area yang mungkin membantu kau rasanya lah. Saya cuba share ni. Tap on. Ini adalah research gate. Research gate.net ini sebenarnya banyak juga research area yang you boleh dapatkan topics ya. This is my research gate punya website. You boleh Google, put my name tu keluar ada macam-macam kat situ. Then you go for research. Di research saya yang dah publish. Articles ada lebih kurang 95 articles. So semuanya sekali termasuk conference paper. Ada lebih 135 publication yang sudah ada. Ini contoh the latest one. Systematic literature review on relationship between Islam and organizational performance. This is my PhD student yang baru publish baru-baru ini, Oktober ni. And di bawah ini, banyaklah jurnal yang you boleh dapatkan. Ini saya kena dengan orang Indonesia lah. Di bawah-bawah lagi, di bawah-bawah itu, banyak my kajian dengan my student undergraduate. Sharifah Rahama is my ex-student dulu, UiTM. Sekarang dia lecturer UMS. So we still contact, so we still work together in publishing journals. Ini boleh Google, dia dapatkan. Kalau dia sesuai tu, dia boleh ambil. Ini tengok ni, effect of COVID-19 on digital learning of entrepreneurs. Ini saya collaborate dengan lecturers from Thailand dan juga daripada Pakistan. You can Google here, this is first Q2 dululah, sekarang ni dah ada Q1. Pay of the value of environmental conservation is not the topic. Itu yang tadi saya contoh tadi tu. And this one also, Islamic financial products. Saya collaborate dengan lecturers from UMS Sabah, Nelson, tadi kenal dia. Ini juga on the high fly LCC passenger dissatisfaction. Google ni you dapat, from there you can Google more to get a similar topic of research. So you can do part of that also. Market innovation is more on marketing saya rasa. Samarinda is Indonesia tu yang tadi itu. WhatsApp mobile application, yang ini pun bagus topik juga on sustaining job performance after using WhatsApp application. Ya. Ini Indonesia punya, Murabadah sekejap sebab dia di bawah-bawah lagi, sebab dia banyak kan. So you take your time, kalau you have free time, you can Google more. Di website itu you can dapatkan lah ini tajuk-tajuk yang bersesuaian dan you rasa sesuai yang boleh digunakan. Macam ini. Relationship between informal and formal network of towards entrepreneurial intention among undergraduate at public university in Sabah. Itukah pada Sabah? Questionnaire sudah ada, you pakai je lah. Saya tak kisah, guna je. Okay. Kalau in future, sekiranya your topic, your thesis itu bagus, analisis dia okay, kalau you and your supervisor nak saya publishkan dalam jurnal, nak saya bantu ke, boleh saya bantu, no problem. Tak ada masalah. Kebah kalau kau, kan? Kau saja tu. Lain-lain itu akademia ni tak ada sangat rasanya, but you can dapat buka. Okay. Stop sharing. Alright. Okay, question from I want to ask for justifying population method location. For example, Why bank rakyat employees as probation just justify? Yes, kenapa? Ini lebih kepada case study. Kenapa bank rakyat di KK menjadi lokasi untuk research? Kenapa? Just a simple justification pun tidak apa. As long as you able to justify. Jangan kelentong sangat. Kena ada something reason yang membuatkan you memilihkan lokasi itu. Sebab saya membuat research di situ. Tak boleh lah macam tu. Sebab saya praktikal di situ. Itu alasan yang tidak baik lah. Kenapa? Because of what? Based on observation, based on interview with the boss, dia dapatkan bahawa ramai staff di sini yang terlibat dalam yang tak kerja ke, performance mereka menurun ke, yang macam tu boleh. Okay? Amboi, lecture macam tu.
Doktor, tapi kalau macam soalan Hanis ni tadi, kita nak justifikan sebab tu di bahagian metodologi ke bahagian problem statement?
Methodology.
Oh, dekat bahagian metodologi. Okay, tengok.
Dan di bahagian study, scope of study. Chapter 1 ada scope of study. Methodology pun ada juga bahagian scope of study. Dia punya unit of analysis, they call it. Alright, Jennifer. Wow, Iranian culture, very nice. Whether the youth and Iranian culture untuk which it was culture. The challenges how is quite limited. So just now that mentioned. Kalau nak ini Puan Jennifer, saya nampak dia lebih kepada kualitatif. Kualitatif, you boleh buat your questionnaire sendiri. Start your interviewing. Itu boleh. Kuantitatif tak boleh. Quali boleh. Sebab you just interview. So you try to understand culture of Iranun. So you just want to explore the level of understanding of Iranun community, understanding of Iranun culture for the younger generation. Yang itu saya rasa susah nak buat kuantitatif. Itu for quali. Okay. Sustainability of the culture. Kalau you boleh Google di dalam Google on sustainability of culture, ada tak literature yang berkaitan atau thesis yang berkaitan? From there you can dapat lihat cara dia buat itu. Then you can follow the style. Sustainability of culture. Student, student bus kan?
Betul tak?
Yang punya topik macam kan? Ada culture masuk, psikologi masuk. Oh, menarik juga.
Worldwide, biasalah tu.
Satu grup berapa orang?
Kami 2 orang.
2?
Ada yang individu.
Oh, ada individu juga. Wah.
So tak cukup ni.
Tapi okey, you all agak terbuka on topik. Kalau di Sarawak saya rasa dia limited more on science punya area. Jadi Fah tak tahu dalam Sarawak tu. Kalau kau terbuka macam ini, menarik sebenarnya. Banyak topik yang boleh dibuat. Ya? Kalau saya ada topik nanti, saya bagi juga kat kamu. Kalau ada, saya rasa ada a few. Set of question topik master degree yang pernah buat sebelum ini, you boleh tengok. Item sudah ada. You just tune kan mengikut Sabah punya Telegram. Boleh. Macam mana kamu minat? Macam message saya akan boleh terlibat lah in supervising. Tak apa, no problem. So that we can publish. Yeah. Alright. Another one is macam sudah lagi tweaking. Menurut saya tanya soalan ni. I have a problem. Currently we are in the process of tweaking our topics. Kalau kita dapat come up with a statement, is there no similar system? So instead of doing about wages of government teachers, so we're thinking about doing work balance, work-life balance ni banyak. Biasanya you Google. My student ada buat tajuk ni juga, work-life balance ni. Work-life balance untuk pekerja kerajaan. Ada buat. Cari, ada. Jadi secara masalah shouldn't be a problem. Yes, news boleh. News on recent issues in the memang boleh masuk. It is part of the practical issue. Boleh masuk, ya. Tidak masalah. Yes, any more?
Doktor. So saya ada maybe last question lah from me. Is it okay macam student refer to journal, artikel or other research in bahasa Melayu? Boleh kan, tak ada masalah. So then diorang just try to in citation dalam convert dia punya dapatan tu, dia punya maklumat dalam jurnal tu kepada bahasa Inggeris, tak ada masalah kan?
Tak ada masalah, boleh. Okay tu.
Kalau macam tu dekat bahagian references dia akan nyatakan jugalah kan dia punya
You boleh translatekan dia punya citation tu dalam bahasa Inggeris, tak ada masalah. Yang put in BM tak apa. Orang Cina pun dah cited on the Chinese punya references.
Okay.
Orang-orang Poland pun sama juga. Mary Darlene Martopolo. Aduh, nama kamu ni panjangnya. Mary Darlene orang apa? Mary Darlene nama macam nama orang Spanyol. Espanyol kah? Tu put tadi news kan? Okay, tadi sampel tadi. Okay dah. Orang Sabah. Oh, orang Sabah tu. Saya dah jawab tadi kan, issues in the, is it okay? News dah jawab tadi lah. Tak masalah. Okay. Any other questions? Datang juga anak ni. So this semester you buat proposal kan? Next semester buat data collection kan? Is it correct?
Yes, betul doktor.
Alright. Yang lain senyap saja, tak ada soalan ke? Asyik orang sama ada soalan ni.
Sebab sekarang kami masih lagi dalam proses untuk masih lagi betulkan topik semua macam tu lah. So jadi some of us masih lagi ragu-ragu dengan topik. Maybe lah macam tu.
Itu tadi kalau you all ada, if your lecturer yang supervision itu willing to collaborate with me, for example, kalau ada lah ya, yang buat one-to-one ke yang berdua-dua itu boleh. Let them, let your SV itu contact me. So I can propose a topic yang boleh kita buat bersama. Memang dia akan supervise, tapi saya akan supervise secara jauh lah, tak begitu detail dia yang lebih banyak. So topik-topik itu yang I will guide you from the basic one until analysis. Nanti kalau set up itu bagus, kita boleh publish dalam jurnal. Sebab lecturer juga perlu publication untuk mereka punya performance appraisal every year. So kalau student itu cukup bagus, of course publication tu nanti student itu will be the first author. Nama Intan Syafinas will be the first author, followed by your supervisor, and Kevin my name yang last kali. Itulah, kalau bagus kita hantar conferences lah. Dalam conference. Like what I did before, so not tengok masa student present. Okay. Kalau tak ada apa-apa lagi, then probably we can conclude the program. So I hope that students semua boleh faham, ya. As I told to you earlier, you dengar saja, you tak buat, dia tak menjadi. You kena buat. You have to find a research yang related to your topic, you start buat sikit-sikit. Baru you faham. Kalau dengar saja, macam dengar lagu, enjoy je lah. Tak ada apa-apa. Okay, mari lagi ni. You will be sensitive topic to university or the parties. Tajuk apa ni, Mary, yang sensitif? You kena be careful juga, jangan topik ya, jangan sentuh isu agama dan isu perkauman. Jadi tak boleh ya. A student's opinion on compulsory courses university suggested. Itu boleh. Boleh macam itu. Okay, opinion on compulsory courses university suggested topic. Macam itu boleh lah, tapi topik itu saya rasa carilah topik yang keluar sikit kot. How to justify the Sabah if tak ada references? Ada references, selalunya kena ada. Satu topik tu you kena ada references, kena ada. Jangan buat benda baru pula. Nanti kamu terduduk orang benda baru yang sangat baru, tak ada references. Ya, cari benda-benda yang orang dah buat and you can do. For the time being, you have only one semester, tak cukup. One semester ni dengan SMA lain lagi, aduhai, terduduk nanti kamu. Kerja kencing nanti. Jangan. Sample size. Okay. Sample size. You pernah dengar G power tak? G power.
Tak pernah lah doktor. Sorry.
Ramai yang menggunakan Crashey and Morgan. Crashey and Morgan 1972 ke 70, tidak pasti. Crashey and Morgan ini zaman Tokado, lama punya sampling size calculation. So you try to explore G power. Dalam YouTube ada. You cara menggunakan G power untuk calculate minimum sampling size. Lazimnya untuk G power dia punya sample size tu tak besar. Kalau Crashey and Morgan dia punya sampling size 200-300. G power tak. Dia kena letak berapa banyak dia punya PV dan IV letak. Dia ada software dia. Roscoe boleh pakai. Dia boleh. Tapi kalau you dapat explore G power, you explore G power. You Google lah, YouTube. Dia ada ajar cara menggunakan G power. Dia punya lebih mudah dan sample size minimum dia tak besar. Tapi ingat, dia punya sampling size must be between 50 hingga 500. In between tu. Itu Roscoe dah beritahu. Between 50 until 500. Okay. Yang acceptable sampling size. Okay. Wah, dah masuk ke bahagian lain-lain tadi dah. Advance sudah Farida ni. Farida tu lecturer ke apa? Student. Also PJJ, patutlah. Okay. How we can justify population? For example, UiTM Sabah. Population UiTM Sabah, you nak tengok by fakulti keseluruhan UiTM Sabah berapa orang student? Sampai 3,000? 2,000? Kerja government. Okay. Farida boleh buat related to the government punya. Farida bagus dia buat. Cari. Work performance, work-life balance. Untuk yang dah bekerja tu satu topik yang begini lah, work-life balance. Single mother pun best, tajuk on single mother. Bagi yang buat on related to entrepreneurship. Okay, Hanis tadi, berapa Hanis population student UiTM Sabah? You cari di situ lah. Nanti dalam kajian ni pakai. Okay, untuk kajian you buat nanti, you tengok you nak pilih sampling bagaimana? Simple random sampling ke? Purposive sampling ke? Kalau you nampak tadi pasal ADHD ni, nampak lelaki, ramai je lelaki yang panggil ADHD ni. Kan ramai perempuan ADHD. Itu juga boleh mempengaruhi juga dia punya sampling size and population. Okay. They should have another session on this sampling calculation ini. So you have a clear idea on this. Nanti you minta lah sesiapa boleh mengajarkan lecturer yang kat KM tu untuk bantu on this one. Banyak juga student Sabah ni 5K. Alright. Any more? Saya cuma nampak muka Intan dengan Madya je sekarang ini. Yang lain mana-mana orang-orang Sabah cantik-cantik itu. Apa nama itu? Semandak-semandak ni mana? Dah nampak sudah. Oh ini Farida. Ya Farida. Tahun berapa dah Farida?
Apa dia, Prof?
Sem berapa dah?
Last sudah ni, Prof.
Oh lah sudah mau buat tesis ni. Kerja di mana?
Pejabat Mufti, Wilayah Persekutuan Cawangan Labuan.
Mufti jangan main nanti. Ustazah ni.
Bukan Ustazah. Ustazah.
Ustazah.
Ni yang mungkin kakak-kakak masing-masing ini dah. Yang budak-budak ni bawah-bawah umur lagi.
Okay, Mufti tu okay. You can do on something related to the Muslim punya ni pun okay. Very interesting topic also. Okay. Alright. You can see my face kot. Tak nak habis ni kan. Tak ada buka dah kamera saya.
Dr. Jati.
Ya.
Ni certain study kan kita menghadapi masalah untuk cari the actual total population. Contohnya kalau kita mention about single mother just now, contoh kita cover single mother, for example KK. So it's very difficult to get yang memang actual for single mother punya population saja. So how we determine population?
Estimated.
Whether we use
You can
Prosco?
put estimated population is based on the sum. Dikatakan population of single mother adalah 3,000. Estimated saja. You can get somewhere lah from the journal kan, daripada press release ke. Tapi kalau kita menggunakan G-Power, dia tak mention on population. Calculation G-Power lebih menggunakan your variables. This is the latest sampling variables.
Based on
Kalau
numbers
you
of
ada
variable,
3 variables IV dan satu lagi DV, Anda akan buat roughly rough figure berapa is minimum sampling. Saya rasa sebab issue of population ni akan jadi problem by Roscoe and also by Hershey Morgan. Itu yang G-Power itu dikeluarkan. The latest one. Ramai yang dah guna ini, G-Power ini.
Okay, thank you doktor. So kita boleh guna tu lah for, let's say for certain respondent yang difficult for us to get the actual numbers of population.
Yes, correct.
Okay, thank you doktor.
Sama. Alright. Sebab full jugalah hari ni kan. Tapi kebanyakannya lelaki perempuan yang bertanya, lelaki senyap saja. Olivia. Sustainability of Malaysian Education, a case study in tajuk jurnal ni orang main menangis dia punya basic tengok tajuk. Dia tahan sudah Sabah ni tengok sustainability of UiTM, tengok study. Tajuk ini Olivia lebih kepada tajuk jurnal sustainability of what do you mean by sustainability of UiTM sini education. Kena faham itu juga. Saya nampak tajuk ni agak susah nak buat So by human behavior factors. Okay, kalau you pecah kepada human behavior factors, boleh. So human behavioral factors affecting blah blah blah. So human behavior ni dia pecahan bawah dia apa? You have to justify, you have to define what do you mean by human behavior dan apakah item-item di bawah, predictor di bawah human behavior ini. Ada 3 ada 4. Boleh, tak ada masalah. That will be very specifically you mengkaji on human behavior sahaja. Tak masalah itu. So, as long as you able to find items of questionnaire nanti. Boleh. Guys, jangan cakap tajuk yang besar-besar. You specific dan mudah untuk buat kajian. If you go topic is too broad, nanti kita dapat nak fokus on area. Literature pun also very general. You focus on specific variables. That's why if you could come up with the tajuk and straight away you find the variable IBDV tu. And then you can dah tahu dah scope kajian apa, you nak buat pasal apa dan variable apa. Lebih mudah daripada kita buat tajuk yang terlampau broad, nanti kamu punya kepala dalam tempoh semester tak habis-habis kerja. Nak faham tajuk saja dah habis masa. Ingat. Right. So kalau no more question, then I give back to the MC. Siapa MC tadi? Madya kan?
Ya.
Madya.
Ini tajuk. Ada soalan lagi?
Tajuk dia kata fokus kepada human behavior. Boleh. Tapi kita faham dulu biasa macam mana sedia. Apa je buat? Alright. Any other? Sabah masuk Jumaat aku apa 11 lebih 12 eh.
Jadi ada soalan lagi ke?
So far tiada, Madya, boleh Prof bersiap.
Semua Ali di atas pengkongsian yang menarik dan padat untuk para hadirin kita pada hari ini. Diharapkan ilmu baru yang dikongsikan tadi dapat menambahkan lagi pengetahuan para hadirin semua untuk melakukan kajian anda. Sebelum menutup program kita pada hari ini, saya ingin mengucapkan jutaan terima kasih kepada penceramah kita pada hari ini yang sudi meluangkan masa berkongsi maklumat, serta ucapan terima kasih juga kepada semua hadirin sekalian kerana sudi menghadirkan diri ke program ini. Semoga dengan perkongsian itu tadi secara tidak langsung membantu para pelajar untuk menghasilkan kajian yang bermutu dan baik. Sedikit peringatan untuk semua, sila pastikan anda mengisi Google Form seperti yang tertera di ruangan komen dan chat box bagi proses kehadiran dan maklumat program pada hari ini. Sebelum kita menutup tirai, program pada hari ini, para hadirin yang berada di saluran Google Meet diminta untuk membuka kamera bagi sesi fotografi.
Okay.
Okay, diharapkan semua untuk membuka kamera masing-masing. Okay.
Maka dengan ini tamatlah.
Kejap.
Belum lagi.
Kejap. Okay.
Ya. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Teruskan lagi.
Okay. Terima kasih Amir. Cuma maka dengan ini tamatlah program kita pada hari ini. Semoga ilmu yang boleh diberikan keberkatan. Sekian dari saya. Terima kasih. Salam hormat. Salam UiTM di hatiku. Sampai bertemu lagi. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, Doktor.
Thank you, Dr. Jati.
Good luck everyone. Good luck.
Thank you, Doktor.
Thank you very much. Jumpa lagi. InsyaAllah next session.
Okay, Doktor.